have three flowers, but the center has four.
Mỗi cái about 10.
Separate. So they would copy the design of one and multiply it. So let's talk about the center for a moment. Let's go to John. Not back. John the Gospel, chapter 8, verse 5. John chapter 8, verse 5. You see, God has a perfect design with one light and one. Solomon multiplied it. Made it huge. It became something that was fascinating, beauty compared with the old one. It became an idol worship.
Yeah, but religion,
Okay, so Baal, if you remember, was one of the idols of various kinds of idol worship that was in Israel. Solomon married, not one, but thousands, right? And many of his wives followed idol worship in different nations, including Baal. Okay? So, Baal specifically influenced that was on, I don't know. But we know that according to the Bible, that Solomon not only allowed, but built idols for his wife. And God was not happy. So will Solomon go to heaven? Yes. Why? Because if you remember, he wrote a book which was called Ecclesiastes. That book he repents, and he looks back and he says, many, many things thinking that I have been. Wow. He wrote also the Song of Solomon. He put down verse 1. So he's repenting. He's looking back. I made a mistake 999 times. So that was David. That was David. We don't know the name of the first wife, so we don't know. But we know that she was a farm girl, and we know that she was from the Jewish background. The other, the second, third, fourth, Egyptian, different nations. Okay? Son of Solomon, I will check later. I don't know. David had around 12 wives. So David had many children from 12 wives. But that led to Solomon being a long process. So you see Dan has 12, I don't know. Okay. Then spoke Jesus and them, saying, I am the world who follow me and not walk in the darkness, but have light. Think for a minute, okay? Here's the head, right here. And we have the legs that are walking on the sun. So if you were to enter the first room and there was no lamp, it would be fully dark. And so part of the priestly responsibility is daily to go there and either fill the oil or to trim, cut the wick the way you would a lamp. Yes. Now, when I was studying, it's just you're right. The first room has a lamp. The holy of holies. Okay, so the Ark of the Covenant reflects right. And so you remember when you study the Old Testament, you arrive at the book of Kings. What happens? It says, glory of the Lord. There was no light in that second room after that time because God's glory left. And so when we start with Moses here, and he sets up the candles in the first room, and then God arrives at the second room, and there's light there because God himself is there. You continue 100, 200, 300 years with the light there. And then God's glory leaves. So for the first time in history, the second room is dark. And the only time there is light there is when the man, the priest, remember, the priest, okay, this is New Testament. He enters in, and he is going to have the incense, right? And this is hot, right? Because you're smelling it and it's burning inside this box, the censer. And so the only light is this little box here, as he's going around with the box. And so I've never thought about that before, that when God's glory left the second floor, and so this is an important point, that the lamp provides the light inside him, is not there walking. Without Jesus Christ in the middle of your church, you're walking in darkness. Without Jesus Christ in the middle of your home, you're walking in darkness. Because Jesus Christ won't allow it. Other verse. John chapter 3 and verse 1. what Todd asked me about, Todd was asking about when the two foolish boys who entered into the strange fire. Which room did it really enter into? I've not yet recently studied that, but I do understood generally. It kind of depends on the interpretation, which place you set up the altar. If it is in the second room, if it is in the first room. So I will check that. That's a question I have. John chapter 3, verse 19. Okay, start with chapter 3, verse 16. So loved the world and gave his only begotten Son, that if we believe in him, we will have eternal life. No, this is famous verse, right? We arrive at verse 19, and it's serious. But it says, and this is the combination that is life is empty. And in the darkness is the light. How does it real? When Jesus Christ was born as the light of the world here, that light, because the light is here to show you and it exposed all the wrong things that you and I have done before. So much. And that means that when your life is faced with tragedy, the people did not like enter that first room and see the light of the Lord, that this would influence on their heart. The Bible says in 1 John chapter 1, verse 7, if you walk in the light, I'm going to add that here as well, but if you walk in the light, fellowship, one with another. It not only influences the relationship here, but the relationship here. Because if we don't have appropriate fellowship with the light of the world, Jesus Christ, then our fellowship with wives, husbands, brothers, sisters, all that miss this fellowship. You want good relationship. Okay, now this is good. We have men of faith. We have the women of faith that are listed in Hebrews chapter 11, right? And remember, Daniel, good relationship with the three friends, right? Because the three friends respected the Lord together, right? Interesting. Did you know Daniel did simultaneously? The same country. How do you identify? It is through the list of things of Babylon. And remember, she wrote who? Name or other spelling. Okay, and you can check. Daniel lived through 5. Take the 5 which one here, and the 5 here. Daniel did not have good fellowship with us. And if you remember from preaching through the book, you will see in the book that pastor Daniel said, I want on the night that Haman was there, she served the Lord, she served God. separated from sin. She was involved. She was weak in that area, but God used her. But my point is, you will never find about the fellowship between, well, these three and Daniel. They were separate from God, and they were Christians. The queen herself was afraid to tell the king that I am Jewish, remember? And for 3 days she prayed before she confessed and told, you want to kill me, right? But she had never shared with the king that I am a Jewish person. She had never stopped to pray the same as king 3 times. You see that? She had accepted the culture here in the world in her life, and the king didn't know who she was. But now she has to repent, ultimately confess, if you become me, you're going to return all of the same, because really I'm the one you think. And so this is a start of the type of No, I don't believe that her uncle or the father was wrong and was into it that way. But also you will see that he is not close in this fellowship as well. And that's a different study. I don't have time for that. But just challenge you. Think, we're talking about our relationship. Really, if I had my preference, we would have fellowship with all the different deaf churches. And you wonder that. There are some churches that are connected with the light of the world, they love God, they follow the Bible. And there are some churches that are more fellowship and fun and not focused on the Bible. We can't have this relationship, right? And that is sad. Because it should have equality, right? But there's a problem. So we need to think, okay, how do we pray? First, my relationship with the light of the world. That's the influence first. And then secondly, my brothers and sisters, like I want to have a strong relationship that we challenge one another. You're walking with the light of the world, and you spoke with Jesus Christ inside. And the person says, okay, let's stop for a minute. Let's discuss that. Not, oh, good, I'm happy for that. Someone would raise their hand. Yeah, that's good to hear. And I want to add with what I was discussing with the person about missionary work. And, my parents, they live about 3,000 miles all the way in New York. The last time we visited them was 1 year and 3 months ago. And my wife's parents, they live about 2,400 miles in Chicago. And we visited them last month, summertime, July, so about 6, 7 months. Now, I was discussing with this person who their daughter lives in South America as a missionary. And their family likes my children because they think about their grandchildren living in South America. And they cannot visit every year South America and missionary couple there, and they're all grandchildren. But they see us once a week. So Wednesday night, we go and preach to people. And the wife of the pastor stays in nursery and watches my equipment grow up. Now, my mother in New York was jealous and wanted to have that opportunity on Wednesday night. But my mother also understands when she gave up later on the school. That was not a big sacrifice. It's not my And so I encourage this pastor that you are so lucky because you have 9 months of grandchildren who are Jewish. And I tell my mother in New York, when you care for another person's children, you care for my children because she loves those children the same as. So when you think about missionary sacrifice, there's a way. Really, it's the same idea as what you talked about when you went to God. Yes. Time to run out. And that's, number 2, you have put down through the list, will continue, I believe it's 2 weeks from now, please be here to talk again. But we'll be talking about the character of God related with the Lamb. We'll continue with fellowship. We'll talk about techniques related with power of the Lamb. And then we will close the point, and then we'll come over here to our table and drink the bread. I will finish start reading myself about the bread, and it was fascinating reading. I'm very excited to share with you some about the bread. Okay. Any questions before we close tonight?